For a baby sunflower cutout, and it's going to be used for 2 centerpieces. So let's go ahead and start. We are on Inkscape, and I'm going to create the shadow here, and then we're just going to go ahead and upload it to Design Space. When you're on Inkscape, you're going to go ahead and File. We go to Document Properties. We're just going to go ahead and set up our page size. That's the first thing I like to do. So we're just going to go ahead and select the 8.5 by 11. And then where it says General, Display Units, let's change it to inches. And then that's it. That's all you need to do here. And we go to the right-hand side and close it. Now let's go back to File. Let's go to Import. And we go ahead and locate, go to downloads or wherever you have, there's an error. I've been having this error forever. I'm going to delete that. If you can do that step, that'll be great. File, import, select your image, and it'll automatically bring a little square, which will be the next step. But let me go ahead and bring in my image from my downloads, directly from my downloads. I'll check that later. What I did was I'm on my Mac. I clicked on Finder. I'm going to click on Downloads. And I'm going here to my file, and I'm getting my baby, which is, I think it's this one, the brunette. Yes, it's this one. So I'm just going to go ahead and drag it onto my Inkscape. Drag it onto my Inkscape. And this was the box I was telling you about. So when you're here, just go ahead and click on Embedded and leave it the way it is. That's all you need to do, and click on OK. And we have our image. Now, let me go ahead and make this a little bit larger. I'm going to go to my right-hand side and make this a little bit larger so you guys can see. Now, I want to change my background, my canvas background, this part right here, so I'll be able to see my white shadow. I'm creating the white shadow. So before we continue, let's go ahead and go back to File, Document Properties. We would have done this from the beginning, but I totally forgot about that. Let's go to Background Color right here where it says Background. You can click on that color right there. And we're going to go ahead and choose any color of your preference. We can do that one, whatever color you prefer, it doesn't matter. Just I want you guys to see this color. I want you guys to see the shadow. So once you do that, X out of it and go back here to the right hand side and X. Now let's go ahead and I'm going to duplicate this image just in case I mess it up. So what I did was I went to Edit and Duplicate. And it's right here. Let's just set it aside just in case we mess this one up. Okay, let's go ahead. Let's go to Path, Trace Bitmap. Where is it? Right here. And then put this square right next to it. Drag it. Okay. Now, with the right here, which is brightness threshold, I like to put my numbers in 996 because that's the one that always works for me. Once you do that, you click Update. I'm sorry, guys. Oh, wait, it should be, okay, yeah, I had it, and then, what's going on? Okay, let's do single, I'm sorry, click on the image, single scan, you put your threshold, this remains the same down here, let's go click on update so you can see it right here, your shadow. I'm going to show you if you put your numbers a little bit higher to 1.000, and when you click update, it's a black box. So that's why I'm saying it's 0.996 that works for this image. Any other image, it might be less. You just go up and down until you find your shadow. So we're going to go ahead and click on OK. That's your shadow, and we can just go ahead and X out of here. Okay, this is your shadow. Next, we're going to go ahead and object, fill and stroke. We're going to click in the first box, which is fill. It has fill. You go down to RGBA, all these numbers and letters, all is F. And then we go to stroke and paint, which is the second option here. The first block, and again, fill it in with all the Fs. This is just to put all the colors in white. That's all it is. That's all why we're putting all the Fs, is to put them in white. Now, we're going to go ahead and let's go to stroke and style. And we're going to go ahead and join. We're going to do them circle. All our corners will be in circle, so that remains just like that. And then what you do is right here where it says width, you see your image right here, your shadow, the width, we want to eliminate all these little lines. That's why I created the shadow, because my machine goes crazy trying to cut all these little pieces. Let me see if I can put it a little bit larger. Right here, my machine right here, it goes crazy. So that's why I decided just to go ahead and add that border. The width, it's whatever you prefer. You can do that one, and you can do that one. I think I'm going to do this one, the 0.103. Okay, once you do that, your image, your colored image is right in the back of this one. Let me show you. It's right there. So you can just put it back where it was if you want. Nothing much to it, right? Okay, now we're going to go ahead and, oh, what happened? I scrolled. Okay, we're going to go to layers, right? And we're going to select move selection to layer. Once this little box come up, we're going to go ahead, layer 1. We're going to click on move, and it should move it to the back. Okay, let's try it again. Let's click on the colored one, which is in the back. Right, let's go back to layer, move selection to layer. We have that, it's already clicked on, and let's click on move. There you go. I had the shadow clicked on instead of the colored one. So click on the color and just put it right here. It should be good. I think it's great. So once you're done playing with your image, we're going to go ahead and highlight the entire image. And you'll see 2 boxes. You have to see 2 boxes. You're supposed to have 2 boxes. What I want to do is go to object and group them, right? And they're not grouped. So we're going to go back. It's until you see those 2 boxes. Let me put that back in here. Okay, let's put our arrows. I'm just clicking on it and then okay, there you go. I'm sorry, guys. It's a little bit difficult. Anyways, let's go back to object and group. Okay, both images are grouped. Once you do that, they are grouped. It's moving a little bit. I don't know what's wrong with this part right here. I'll just delete it. Okay. So once you do that, we're going to go ahead and go to File, go to Export PNG image, I'm sorry. And then go to, when you're on the page, right here. Wait, it's below this one. I'm sorry. I just deleted that part. That box, I'm sorry. Go click on Page, and then Export As. And then it'll give you a file name, which I'm going to just type sunflower And I want it in my downloads. Doesn't matter if that comes up. I want it in my downloads, like I was saying, and save, and then click on export. Okay, that's done. So open your design space. Go to upload. We're going to go upload image. I'm just going to click on my finder. Remember, you can do this either or. You can hit browse and it'll take you to your downloads, or you can click on your finder, whichever you prefer, and just drag it. So I'm just going to go ahead to my downloads right here. And I did sunflower. Okay, sunflower, we're going to drag it in here. And we're going to clean up the image because, remember, we did the colored background. So let's go ahead and click on complex, continue, get the wand, click on here, and zoom in, see if your image is fine. Click on continue, and I'm gonna leave it just like this because I already have the image. But what you do is you can, your image name, put some tags on here, and we're gonna save it as a print and cut. You can save it as a print and cut, or you can save it as a cut image. With the cut image, if you have several of these babies, different complexions, you don't have to go back to Inkscape and do it again. You can just take your baby and then put it on here and keep it, you know, and change the color to white. Okay, so let's just go click on this one, print and cut, and then just go ahead and save it. Once you save it, click on your image, click on insert images, and your image is right here kind of ugly. Let me click on canvas so I can change the color. It's just, I don't know why it came like that, but okay. To change the color, I'm gonna go back and change it to another color. Let's see if it's okay. Yeah, she's fine. Okay, now let's go ahead and size it. She will be 4 by 6. Okay, once you do that, we're gonna go ahead and select the machine you'll be using. Then we're gonna go ahead and click on Make It. You'll see the black box around your image. That is the registration mark. You need that registration mark in order for your machine to recognize what it'll be cutting. If you don't have that registration mark on your print and cut, something's wrong. You're then going to have to contact Cricut. If you don't have the registration mark and the canvas, this part right here is a different color, well, then it's not a print and cut. You go right here and it'll say cut, meaning it's an SVG. Unfortunately, Design Space does not go over 9.75. I'm sorry, 6.75 by 925, and it only allows you 8.5 by 11. With that being said, go ahead, project copies. I need 2 of each. We're gonna go ahead and click on apply. Why? Because it's 2 centerpieces and they are double-sided. Click on the second image and mirror your image. Click back on the first one. Click continue. Click on send to printer and select the printer you'll be using. You're going to click on to add bleed. I take it off because I already have my border. 2 copies, click print. Now, I print on 100-pound white cardstock. So it can, even though they are not that big in size, these cutouts, but I always do 100-pound cardstock. What you do is stick that print onto your mat, load it to your machine, and then you go ahead and press the flash and go button. Once you do the first one, go to the second one, same technique. Print, stick on your mat, load, and cut. Once you do that, you click on cancel, yes, and it'll take you back here if you need to adjust it, if you forgot to mirror it. If you're done here, let's say you're over here, and you don't need to make any adjustments. In order to go in the back and forth, what you can do is go on these three little bars right here and just click on canvas. Click on yes, and it'll take you back to the canvas instead of the second screen. Let's go ahead and hide this image because we're going to create a name. And this name will be cut out on 100-pound glittered cardstock. All on capital. And we type, and then we're going to go ahead and select the font you'll be using. And I always use for this one the Cricut alphabet. I typed in because I know it. You can do that, type it in, or just look at it look for it one by one, or whichever you prefer. Now click on the letters, go to your right hand side to your layers panel. This border, I'm not using it, so I'm just going to go ahead and click on it and delete from my keyboard. Click on your name again on your layers panel, and then we're going to go ahead, ungroup, and we're going to size each letter one by one. We cannot size the letters, an example, when they're grouped, because you're just going to group the entire name. So let's go ahead and grab each letter, go up to the lock, and it's 1.5 by 1.5. I'm going to do this with every oh my god, I'm going to size all these letters, and I will be back. Okay, once you're done sizing your letters, what you're going to do is just go ahead and click on make it, and I need not two of each. I need 4 of each. And I'm using a 12 by 12 100-pound glittered cardstock. I'm going to click on apply. I don't want to lose all of the space of my glittered cardstock, so what I'm just going to bump it up, and then I'll save the other letters. So it only allows me, let me just go do 8, just 8 of them. Once you do that, you see right here it says cut. Look at your material size is a 12 by 12. You don't need to mirror your letters. Once you do that, let's go ahead and click on continue. And I forgot to tell you, on your print and cut, when it's 100-pound cardstock, my dial is on poster board. If your material is 100-pound cardstock, you can just go ahead and set your dial to cardstock. This is 100-pound glittered cardstock, but what I do is I'll change it to poster board. So I don't know what's wrong with my machine. Let's wait for the computer to recognize the machine. Okay. Once that, go ahead and stick your glittered cardstock onto your mat, load it to your machine, change your dial. If you had it on cardstock, just change it back to poster board. When you load your mat, then you go ahead and press the flash and go button. Once you do that, I'll see you back at the table so we can start assembling the centerpieces. Okay, now that we're back at the table, we have the cutouts. We have 4 of them. We have 2 4-inch lollipop sticks. We have the floral foam. And we have several boxes. I assembled one for you guys to see it. And we have our letters, 4 of each. Now, for the base, what I did was, this is a 3.5 by 5 base. What I did was the bottom, I painted it gold, and then the top glue, then added the glitter, waited 24 hours, and I added this satin varnish right on top so it won't shed the glitter. Now, pretty simple. I'm going to go ahead and start first with my cutouts. What you do is grab your dowel rod and just go ahead and place it like maybe halfway of the dowel rod. add your glue, your hot glue. Add the dowel rod. Let's set it aside for it to dry. And then we're going to go ahead and grab our second, well, that one dries, our second cutout, and let's do the same. Add some hot glue and place it right here. Let's grab this cutout and we're going to go ahead and place the back of it right here. And what I do is I'm just going to go ahead and use my small glue gun, and I'm just going to go ahead and glue all around. Okay, once you do that, we can set it aside. Now, grab, the name has 6 letters. E, R, L, Y. I'm missing some boxes. Okay, let's do the first one. So I'm going to leave one box unassembled because that's the top box, which has to have a hole, and then we're going to add the floral foam. Okay, let's go ahead and make our boxes. I'm just going to make all these boxes, and then what I do is I add a little bit of glue on the sides and the front part because I don't want my boxes to have a gap. Let me show you what I'm talking about. When you close these boxes, they tend to lift. I don't know if you guys can see it right there. So I'm just going to add glue here, and then on the side, I'm going to add so it can be flat. I'm going to do this with all the boxes. And I'm going to leave just 2 of them. This is the top for one of the centerpieces, and this is the other top for the second centerpiece. So we have this, leave 2 aside, and we're going to make all these boxes. Okay, I'm done with the boxes, so I'm just going to go ahead and start stacking up the boxes. Remember, we still have 2 of them that we're going to, that's the top box for our cutout. Leave that to the end. So let's go ahead and start, and we're just going to go ahead and stack up your boxes. Add glue in the bottom, glue on the bottom, and start stacking them up. I'm just going to go ahead and stack up 5 boxes on this one, and then 5 on the other base. Okay, now that we stacked up our boxes, okay, I'll set them aside. Let's grab one of these, and let's just go ahead and assemble the bottom part. And then what I do is I cut the tabs in half. So it'll help close it up when we add the foam. Just Grab the second one. Now let's grab the hole punch. And we're gonna go ahead and from the top side, just flip this lid in, this part in, and we're gonna go ahead and the hole and the next one again, and the hole. I'm gonna go ahead and grab our foam, and this one we're gonna cut it in half. We grab the glue and we're gonna glue each one on the top. Okay, before you close it up, just go ahead and insert your dowel rod, your cutout, so you can make that pre-cut. Okay, make that hole. Okay, and there you go right there. And then next, same technique. Glue on the tabs and the front. You see the hole right there. And then you can go ahead and do it like this. And that's your top box. But I'm going to set it aside. So I'm going to 4 letters, the E, which is the first letter on each box. So we need 4. Just set them aside. 3, 4. Okay, grab your piece, and I'm going to start from the bottom. Start adding your letters to form the name. And I'm going to do this on both centerpieces, both front and back. Okay, for the tall one that has the last box with the black and white stripes, I just went ahead and grabbed these look-alike gold sunflowers. If you don't have this, you can go ahead and add any other sunflower if you want, or just add the name. But I decided to just glue on these 2 small ones right. I'm going to add it in the front and the back, and then I'm going to add the name. And I found these, I think it was eBay. Okay, this one is almost done. I'm just gonna go ahead and add the box, the one that has the hole right on the top. But first I'm going to add my sunflowers. And then what I'm gonna do, once I add that, I glue it onto the top. I'm gonna go ahead and glue on the second box to my second centerpiece and add the letter E. Then I'm going to change the angle of my camera so we can insert the cutout right at the top. Okay, now that we have our centerpieces, we're going to go ahead and add the cutout right at the very top. And that is it. They are double-sided. Let me turn this one around. Okay, thank you for watching. Thank you for your support. And as usual, happy crafting.